Joining us now from his home in Los Angeles is the one and only Common. So good to have you on.
Peace. How are you, Tamron?
I'm doing great. Not better than you, though. Your brand, ironically, of course, ties into being sexy. You pop up in the Sexiest Man with your abs showing. When did you get word? Do they call you in advance, or do they just pop the picture up in the magazine?
No, they called me in advance, and I was like honored. I kind of laughed at it. I felt different things about it. My team was like, "You got to do it," and I was like, "I'm gonna do it." I felt like I was I appreciate being celebrated as one of the sexiest men. So I was like, okay, let me, I work out. So if they need a shirt off, I'll be ready.
Okay, so when they tell you they need your shirt off, do you do extra ab work the night before? I mean, like, how do you get in shape when you know they're going to show your abs?
Okay, what I did was I stayed on my regimen, but I started eating cleaner that week. Like, I eat clean in general, but that week I was like, I'm eating mostly just vegetables. I'm not gonna do too much because it's a chance that I might have to take my shirt off. So, you gotta be right,
Okay, well, this is very he said, she said, because you're saying you straightened up, you were cleaning up the diet, you're working out. Tiffany, your girlfriend, Tiffany Haddish, the one and only, she says it's her, that the reason those abs look like that is because of her.
Well, hey, well, look, listen, she contributed to a certain degree, but only by inspired. I'm inspired when you have a great partner. You want to look good. You want to make them proud too. But let's face it, I want to be great. I want to bring, I knew I was going to be seen by a lot of people. My friends is going to either be talking about me, laughing at me, or being like, damn, I need to get in the gym. So I wanted to show up, Tamron. You know I was going to show up. I mean, Tiffany wanted to take the credit. She gets some credit, but she's not getting all the credit.
I love it. Well, if you haven't seen it, People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive issue is on newsstands. On a more serious note, you have transitioned. We've been talking with people who've built brands and meeting the names and the folks behind those brands. Your brand has been synonymous for decades now with not only great music, but powerful music, important projects. You're a philanthropist, you're a creator, and now you're using all of that positive energy that you've built over the years to focus in on this YouTube series called Com&well. What made you decide to take, again, this brand that you have and focus it now on wellness?
Well, wellness has been a part of my life for a while, as we were just discussing and laughing about. But in all truth, fitness and eating a cleaner diet, a healthier diet, and also mental wellness has been implemented in my life, where it's been the things that have kept me afloat at times, even during the toughest times. And it's been the things that have kept me inspired. And I wanted to share as much as I could with people and give people access to some of the things, because people have been enduring some difficult times. Yeah. But through those challenges, I believe we have the ability within us as children of God, as powerful human beings, to use our resources to overcome these trying times. And I've used wellness as that mental. I've used therapy to do that. I've used working out is all part of that holistic view of getting myself in the right space and being a happier person.
Well, you point out there are trying times, not just now, but throughout all of our lives, quite honestly. I remember seeing you talk about the death of your father. Was it 2014? Your dad passed away of prostate cancer, and you said at the time that his death, you recognize that you're not invincible. And so many men with health and wellness either brush it off or feel that they are invincible and don't focus in on that. How much of that shaped your view? I know you were on this wellness journey before he passed away, but how much more perspective does that give you when you recognize, the first man that, took you home, your dad, is not invincible and neither are you?
Yeah, that's so such a powerful question, and thank you for bringing that up, because it is something that, whether we feel invincible or whether we are fearful of what the diagnosis may be, is something that we don't, like, as Black men a lot, put our focus on health and wellness. And I don't want to generalize and say we all don't, but I think in a big portion of us don't focus on those things. So seeing my father go through prostate cancer, I was inspired by in ways that he really at one point was really focused and taking these Dr. Sebi herbs and really like focused on his diet. And he saw the results of him living longer and living healthier, even with prostate cancer. But it did, unfortunately, because it probably had been further along than we would have wished. It did eventually cause his death, and it made me know that I have to take care of myself, and I could live a full life and a whole life and a happier life and a healthier life if I do things, as you said, not just during times of COVID, but pre-COVID, after COVID, like really take care of myself. And I think it's something that I encourage all of us. It's not just Black, but I focus on the Black and brown communities because our communities have less access to health care.
You are a pescatarian?
Actually, I'm vegan, but first of all, let me say this. I'm not a food shamer in any form or facet. If people choose to eat certain foods, that's what they choose to eat. But I just encourage eating healthier. But I'm a vegan by definition.
Okay, what's the average breakfast? What is the common average breakfast?
I love acai bowls. I love vegetarian bacon, which is vegan bacon. I love like different types of toast, gluten-free breads. They have these like vegan eggs now. I like good food, Tamron, meaning I'm not like one of the.
Well, you're from Chicago.
Like
you're from Chicago.
Exactly.
You can't
exactly. So I like exactly. So I'm going to eat good. It's just going to be good and clean, good and healthy. So that my average breakfast is that. I mean, I also get my protein shakes in the mornings. So that sometimes takes up a lot of the food that I would eat. But protein shakes and also green drinks, like with a lot of vegetables in the green drinks.
Right.
That is like my coffee.
That's
my
your
coffee.
green drinks are coffee. Okay, I got to work on that because I'm up to like 4 cups of coffee a day with this show. I do it.
Come on, Tamron.
I have to. I know. I'm working on it. But you, I mean, you are not 50 yet, right? Are you 50 now?
I'm 48. I'm 48.
48 years old. You look as young as you did when your first album, which just celebrated one of the anniversaries, came out. Is that a part of your eternal youthfulness? Because it's been, when you dropped your first album, how many years ago?
Yeah, my first album was released in 1992. So that's 28 years ago.
And you look 28.
Thank you. I'll receive it right back to you, Tamron. You're a timeless woman. You are incredible. Like, and I just want to say I'm so inspired and proud of you.
Okay, you're making me blush now. Thank you. But I'm talking about you and the importance of this vegan diet. What about your advice to people who want to improve, who say, I can't, jump in the way Common has jumped in. I can't do the vegan right now, or I can't get the workouts in like he does. What's your advice to them?
Well, it's always one step at a time. I didn't just come out the womb vegan. I grew up in Chicago eating barbecue, eating, Polish sausages, everything, whatever, fried chicken. And I'm not saying those foods don't taste good, but unfortunately, they're not good for life. Like, they're not good for me to go out and be as productive and feel as clear as I need to. So what I would say to the average person, to the person who's beginning, maybe eating everything and doesn't work out, just take steps. Sometimes adding water is one of the things that, like, I used to didn't drink any water. Just adding water is one of the things that's important. Adding some vegetables to the foods you eat is so significant. You don't even have to, it's not even like, okay, let me just stop everything. Just add some good things to it. And make sure you got some like kale, some salads, spinach and different green vegetables in your diet. Then, when you decide that you could take a step to, hey, let me remove certain things from my diet. There's other substitutes out there that are good now. Like, when I first started eating vegan, it wasn't a good, like, I had to like really adjust. It was not the best tasting. Now there's so many options. There's great stuff out there.